guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. My name is Sarah and today this is going to be a do a lesson with us video. As I homeschool my first grader, we are going to be doing a lesson in Logic of English Foundations B. So I already have a video on Foundations A. My son finished that up last year, and this year we're actually almost done with Foundations B. So I've gotten a couple of questions about it, and I wanted to just give you guys a look at what the lessons are like, what he's doing at this level, how we're using it, so you can get a feel for what the program is like as you move through it. So if you haven't yet and you're curious about how it all starts, go watch my video on Foundations A, but this video will kind of show you how it looks as we've moved on from that. And it honestly looks pretty similar. It just gets a little bit harder as we go on. So I hope you enjoy doing this lesson with us. Before we jump into it, let me give you a quick look at the things that I use and what you'll need if you're using this curriculum. Okay, so for Foundations B, this is what I get out every day. If you hear squeaky noises, it is Bluey in the background chewing on her dog and her squeaky toy. So apologize ahead of time for that. But whenever we are ready to get school going for the day, this is what I get out. So I have this workbook. I purchased it. It is consumable. So we use not every piece of this, but we use a lot of it. So I did want to get this. So Foundations workbook. I have this whiteboard that I purchased back when we were doing Foundations A. He uses this pretty much every day. I do have the teacher's manual for this. I have it because I borrowed it from a friend who had first shared this curriculum with me. I get asked a lot if you need the teacher's manual, and my answer is, well, if you need it, if you're doing the online supplement, because that's what we do. We actually use the online supplement, which I'll show you guys in a second. So my answer to that is no, you do not need the textbook if you're doing the online supplement. I sometimes just like to have it just to make sure I'm not missing anything and to kind of share that with you guys. There are some things in the textbook that are not available in the online supplement, but there's usually some kind of alternative with the online lessons. So far in Foundations B, if you don't have a textbook, I don't think you're missing anything unless you really want to give your kids tests and assessments. So that's my thoughts on that. If you prefer to teach from a textbook, then obviously you would need the textbook, okay? So this is just a quick little look through the first part of this book. Like I said, we are almost all the way through. There are 80 lessons, I believe, and then a bonus lesson. High frequency word chart in the front, and materials list, common core standards, all that good stuff. And then it gets into, if you can see this well, let's see, hold on, my computer just went back to its screen saver. Okay, there we go. All right, so this right here is just a peek if you're starting with this. So it kind of gives you a rundown of what foundational skills your child should have if they are going to start with this level. So maybe you've already been using a different program and you're wondering, should I jump into this or not? I wanted to kind of show you guys some of this. So that might help you make that decision. And then there's some additional required skills right here. Okay, so let me flip through just to show you guys. Here is your lesson. Oh, and I guess I should say, while there are 80 lessons, it starts where Foundations A left off. So it starts with lesson 41. They've got phonemic awareness, systematic phonics, and what I do like about the text, if you're using it, it basically scripts it out for you. So it tells you everything that you're going to need to say, everything you're going to need to do, any types of games that you're going to do, things like that. You've got handwriting practice in here. Often we use the note or the workbook for handwriting practice, there is an option to do print or cursive. So we are doing the print option. We're not doing cursive just yet, but you can have your child learn cursive if you want to. And again, this is all within one lesson. I would say our lessons probably this time around take us anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. Last year with Foundations A, they probably took us 30 minutes or less, I'm guessing. But what I also love is you have all of your language arts tied into this. So you've got handwriting, you've got learning to read, you have spelling. So he's been working on spelling as we go through this. And so it's all there, some reading comprehension and different games. And so that's the end of that lesson. Now I'll also show you, over here I keep all of his school stuff. Pull this out as our eraser. But this is another thing that you'll want to get with the curriculum, because they do have these little readers that the kids are going to use at different points during this curriculum. So they're just little books that they will read as they learn different concepts. So this is another thing I almost forgot to tell you guys that we use with Foundations B. Okay, so then every day, basically what I will do is I purchase the online supplement. So I pull my computer over, turn that on, get logged in, and then I have this checklist that I printed off from their website. So like today we're on lesson 77, but last time we're on lesson 76. And I printed this out just because I like to follow along and check things off as I go. You really could simply pretty much just use the online supplement and it goes through step by step. But there are some things in here, like it'll mention the handwriting practice, which is only available in the workbook. That's where they're going to do that. So it'll mention things like this that I want to make sure that I don't skip. It doesn't mention this, or things like the readers. It does not mention those in the online supplement. So I guess it really is good to have this schedule printed out, because it'll tell you when to do those different pieces. Anytime you see the computer symbol, that means that it is something online. The book symbol is in the workbook. And then sometimes they have both, where they have book and online. So if it's something that is in the book or the workbook, but they also have the activity online. And like I said, rarely, except for the assessments, there is not too much that they will do in the book that doesn't have something similar online. So even here in this lesson we're going to do today, there's something that is going to be on the computer, and then they have these two parts that are in the book. Well, then they've got a letter name memory. So if I just look at those right there. All right, so lesson 77. This part right here is just a little activity. So it's going to involve something from the workbook where you cut out some words, hide them throughout the room, and then it just has a little activity to do with those words. So if you guys, we see in the workbook right here, that would be these words right here. If you didn't have the teacher manual, you wouldn't have those specific instructions. If you had the workbook, you would still have this page right here. So what I would probably do is just make up some kind of game with my son. He likes to run across the room and pick up the words and read them and have like a little relay race. Or you could just use this to have them read this, maybe cut them out, put them in a bag, pull them out throughout the week, have them work on those words. It says find it, so it might cue you into a little hide and seek game or whatever you wanted to do. This one right here, who said what? This was, oh no, let's see, it was a teacher trouble. Okay, teacher trouble. So this was the other thing that was on my schedule that is not part of the online supplement. So the student is quizzing the teacher by reading a phonogram for the teacher to write. Okay, so it's just an extra little game. And again, you're gonna have to make that decision if you want to pay for the manual in order to have those little things. But for what I have found, just having the workbook has been able to be enough for us, and I've been able to use the different pieces appropriately. Or some things like this. This was an activity that was in the book, but they actually did have an online activity that was pretty much exactly the same as this. So we didn't even use this in the workbook last time. So I have found it to be completely fine just to have the workbook and not, I would be okay if I didn't have this textbook. We're also not really doing any of the assessments. I typically just kind of assess my son as we go, and if he's having trouble with something, we spend a little bit more time, or I find an additional resource, which I haven't had to do, but I could find another way to practice those skills. But so far, it's been going really well just using the workbook. So I hope that makes sense. And there are not very many things where it's just something in the book. Typically, there's always some kind of online component that will be super helpful and allow you to practice what you need to practice. Since we're getting near the end, we don't, let's see, oh, this right here, this one is the reader. So again, it lets me know that I'm gonna have to pull out one of those readers. And then the reading maze, that is probably something with comprehension, but he likes to do his comprehension activities on the computer, okay? So that's it today. It's not too bad of a lesson. And like I said, since we're nearing the end, it's been kind of sporadic with the new phonograms that he's been learning. So we won't have a new phonogram until a later lesson. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with our online lessons. And I sit with my son as he works through this. He really likes the teacher. The lessons are very engaging. And I've had someone ask me, you know, is it hard for him to just kind of sit and watch a lesson on a screen? And my answer is no, because it's much more than just sitting and watching a lesson. So there are lots of interactive elements that he'll be doing through this that you will see. So I'm going to go to lesson 77, and then we're just going to work through this list right here, and I'll kind of show you some of the different activities that he does and how it's much, like I said, much more engaging than just sitting and watching something, which is why we really love this online supplement.
Not making one of its sounds. Let's begin by looking at these words. Let's read them together.
Pay.
Pays, paid. That's interesting. These words are all related in meaning. They mean to pay for something. Notice two-letter A that you may use at the end of English words turns into two-letter A that you may not use at the end of English words when we go from pay to paid. Let's look at another group of words. We have lay, lays, and laid. That's fascinating, isn't it? These all mean something similar. However, we see that again. We see two-letter A that you may use at the end of English words turn into two-letter A that you may not use at the end of English words. Let's look at a few more words. Let's read them together. Say, says, says. Says isn't a word. In fact, that says says. Oh, I saw it. Did you? There's an exception to one of our sounds.
Memory, your favorite.
I can sense it.
Why?
Oh, do I get to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
E.
Finally, I got one. Okay. Oh.
It's tight.
T.
No, Mom, no, please. Yes.
I don't remember where T was.
It's at the top. It's at the top.
Okay.
T.
Good job.
I got 4 points. Please stop scratching my back.
All right.
She's
so
right under you. She's gonna lick your toe. I promise.
she'll be
Stop licking my toe.
a troublemaker. Okay, so let's see what spelling analysis is like.
Good
It might
work.
be loud. We might have to turn it down. Remember, the volume kind of goes up and down in this, I will say.
Welcome to spelling analysis, are related in some way. So one of the pairs of words that we have learned recently is the word say, and the word said, which looks like saved. So these are related in meaning. I say that's a good idea. I said that's a good idea. And so even though this doesn't make the right sound, we say said, not said, we've kept the spelling so that they look like they're related. Our next word is related to these words. So the word is says. She says that's a good idea. Says. Go ahead and say says. Says. Now, we are going to think she says that's a good idea. Says. Say says. Says. Let's sound out says. A. This is two-letter A that you may use at the end of English words. This one. Z, z. Let's do it again. A, two-letter A that you may use at the end of English words. Z, z. Go ahead and write says.
Is the S?
Do you hear an S
Now,
at the
help
end?
me
Yes.
to write it.
Yeah.
A.
I just about
There you
beat
go.
it. I beat it.
The next word is right. Turn right at the corner. Right. Go ahead and say right. Right. Let's sound it out. I. Do you see which kind of I? T.
Did
Very
you see
good.
what kind of I is that?
I. T. Excellent. Go ahead and write the word right. She turned right. I have a write with my right hand.
I'm going to pause it for you.
All right,
just-
help me.
Okay, you did.
I just beat you right when you said it.
Alright.
Good job.
And
Good
how
job.
do we mark it?
We had triple
Dear.
class today, so why can't there be triple E?
Bella and Bluey. Bella. Bella. You guys are being loud.
Yeah, I know what will help them.
I cut out, this was that one activity that was in the book, but I cut out the cards for this, and I'm going to be adding this to, we have a bucket here where we have been pulling out these high frequency words and putting them in there and practicing with them. So I'm gonna, these are for lesson 77, so I'm gonna cut these out.
Do the race?
And then,
Race.
you know what?
Downstairs.
We can do that, sure. We'll do that with these words, and then yeah, and then we'll come up and we'll do some high frequency word practice, and then finish up with the rest of the lesson. Okay?
I think I have.
Okay, so what he likes to do is he likes for me to place the words out. You're gonna have to stop kicking the soccer ball right now. And he then has to do like a relay race where he runs to pick up the word, and then what?
Point at me.
My soccer star. And then he has to run them back to me and read them correctly. And we time him to see how fast he can do it. So sometimes we'll do it a couple different times, and he likes to try to beat his time. Hey, hold on, buddy. Yep. Okay, put the soccer ball. We're going to put the soccer ball up.
Hey.
And your brother is going to time you, even though we interrupted him. He's going to help you out. So come start down here. Are you going to crawl or are you going to run?
Well, where my feet is. This is where we usually start.
Okay, stand up.
But I'm still touching where we started. So it basically counts.
Okay. You ready with the timer, big brother? On your mark. Get set. Go.
Says
Good.
red,
Try again.
aid,
There you go.
red,
Yep.
said,
Good. Yep.
say,
Yes. Good. Yep.
page.
All right, nice job. 1 minute 15. Are we gonna try to beat your time?
Yeah.
Okay, so next up is a spelling activity. So they typically have a spelling activity after spelling analysis. You want to show us what that looks like, Oliver?
Yeah.
Red slide.
Can you read that whole sentence for me? What does it say?
Red slide.
No, from the beginning here. So, what does that say?
Oh.
No, you're right.
You like
Yeah.
the tail.
It's a broad sound for that A. Tall.
Tail. You like
No.
dudes.
Broad sound for the A.
Tall.
Tall. And put your word in. You were right. You were correct. Red slide.
Wait, right down here?
No, right where it is. Right where you had it. Now the next one. Slide. Bless you.
Slide.
Hit check. Good job. Got it.
Great. Good work.
Okay, so we just finished, we did spelling analysis and spelling activity. So go ahead and click the next part. Who said what?
I have it on. I have it on already.
Okay, let's see what it is.
Oh my.
Read the sentences. Select the one that best describes the
I
image.
paid for it with the car. I hope to swim next time when I see you. I don't know which one.
What are they doing in the picture? Are they swimming or are they paying for something? That picture is kind of blurry, but
I don't know, it's blurry.
you're just being a goof.
I'm not. Because they
go to
would
the next
have
one.
their car.
Oliver.
No. No. I'm not doing that.
Good work. Okay, so now after we had the that activity,
77.
this is where you could decide to personalize it a little bit. There's a comprehension activity.
Read the sentences. Select the one that
Again?
best describes the image.
Yeah, so there's,
What?
hold on a second. So there's another comprehension activity. We also have some high frequency words that we're going to do. And if you look at the schedule here, if it'll focus for me, they also have a book, the Young Artist series in here. So, and then some handwriting practice. So you could, it depends on how your child is doing. You don't have to do everything. So we're going to do the activity on the computer. Then we'll probably do our handwriting practice and then read the book. And then we're not going to go through all of the words in here. There's a lot that we have started collecting, but we will probably go through a few of them. And then that's going to be it for the day. Sometimes they have different activities in here. They just happen to have two that were very similar, but it doesn't always end up like that. So that's what we're going to be doing next. I want to see if we can let's get 15 of them today. 15.
What? I already got 4. Wait, 15?
Wait, what is that word? You didn't
Say.
There you go. You didn't say it out loud.
Let's see if we can get 5 to show them. Game.
What word is it?
Came.
Good job.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Home. No, ho.
Try again.
How?
That one's how. Yep.
How old are you? I know. You're 41.
I am 41. You remember that better than I do.
And that's 40.
This is the book that we are going to read today. These are usually, well, they're getting longer as we've gotten through the curriculum, but Oliver is definitely getting a little bit quicker with reading them. So this is the one that we're going to be doing today. And then we'll get to our handwriting practice, and then that'll be it for our language arts today. We're going to do handwriting practice for today. It's pretty basic. They give him one sentence and he gets to choose the size line he wants to write on, and it's just basic copy work and checking that he's forming all of his letters correctly. All right, you guys, so I hope you enjoyed doing this lesson with us today. I hope it gave you a good picture of what this curriculum is, especially if you're choosing to use the online supplement instead of the book. I will drop a link to the curriculum in the description below, so you can head there and check it out if you'd like to learn more or purchase it for your homeschool. And as always, drop any questions that you have in the comments. I would be happy to help you out. Hit the thumbs up button if this was helpful to you, and please consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out on future content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.